Okay, so what is one thing that you feel like I would just be so happy if I had this?
An all expense paid trip to Orlando.
Like,
to take the kids to Disney World or Hawaii. I want to go on a trip. I want to travel.
Yeah.
So if I can somehow financially arrange that, I would definitely be happy, a happy person.
That's on my list too.
Or
is a family
maybe
vacation.
just a bowl of Umpqua ice cream right here would work too.
Family vacation is on my list too, and I have all these things that I want to do, and I feel like, oh, I haven't done that, and I can't experience joy. And then I saw Nightbird. Nightbird, is that her name?
Is that a new show on Netflix? Nightbird,
a new performer on America's Got Talent.
I did see that. It's incredible.
She sang this song called "It's Okay," her own song. I wrote down her quote. She said, "You can't wait until your troubles go away to be happy." And she has cancer. And she says, "I'm okay." She's just deciding to be okay anyway. She tries out on America's Got Talent, and whenever you hear one of the artists say, "I'm going to perform my own song," usually Simon Cowell rolls his eyes. Oh, great.
Right.
You got your own song. That's not going to be good. Right. And it was incredible. She blew them away. I think there was a slight tear in Simon Cowell's eyes.
He did a little this.
He did a little bit of wetness. And she got the golden ticket because she was telling her story about a young woman. She's very frail, looked like she had lost her hair. It was starting to grow back. And she just decided that no matter what, her body was wrecked with cancer, she was going to be happy anyway. She was going to experience joy even though she wasn't cancer free.
Yeah, it was so emotional. Actually, they played the video clip at church this past weekend, and everybody was in tears after it because there's this woman who's going through more than most of us are going through right now.
Yeah.
I mean, she is going through cancer. She's lost all this weight. She's lost her hair. So she's going through a very challenging season in her life. Hopefully, prayerfully, she will be healed. But in spite of everything she's going through, she has chosen to be happy. And it was so dramatic that, like you said, Simon Cowell is usually a straight-faced, very cynical, very critical person. Mm-hmm. And when she sang that song, and then when she said that you can't wait for your challenges to go away or your troubles to go away to be happy, Simon Cowell paused for a minute. He was speechless. The look on his face was indescribable because it looked like, Amanda, he was reflecting on his own life.
I thought the exact same thing. I think we all do. I did when I heard it this morning. And we talked about it because I was just driving to work this morning and I called my dad and I said, "Dad, I'm struggling." He's like, what's going on? I just feel like I've been in survival mode mentally for over a year, so worried about my kids, so worried about everything that I can't mentally get into planning my future.
Right.
And I know that I need to, and I know that I want to, and I just feel like if only I could go on a family vacation. But I spent a year of not putting anything on the calendar, and I don't have anything planned, and I'm overwhelmed about everything. I thought I've got to break out of this.
Right.
And then I saw that video. I was like, okay, seriously, Amanda, the one thing that you're waiting, if only I had a family vacation planned, I could be happy.
Exactly.
And this one, come on.
Right. It's so true.
With what I have now.
And we were talking about that famous quote from Ferris Bueller. What does he say? He says, "Life moves pretty fast.
And if you don't stop and look around every once in a while, you might miss it."
And it's so true. We're going to be years down the road and we're going to look back at our lives and have so much regret that we didn't choose joy, that we didn't choose to be happy. Friends of ours from Texas Roadhouse, their 1-year-old boy, Milo, is in the hospital. He's got a brain tumor and he's going through chemotherapy. But the family has decided that in spite of all that they're going through, they've had to quit their jobs. I mean, just their family life has been flipped upside down. In spite of all that, they're going to make the decision to choose joy. And it is a decision. Don't you agree? It's a decision to choose joy. It's not about your circumstances. It's not about what you're going through right now. Because you want to hear some interesting facts? People in other countries, America's level of happiness and joy is much lower than people from other countries who have much less than us, that are going through a lot more than us. I've been on mission trips and I've visited these villages where they have nothing. Yet they're a lot happier than my neighbors. And so it's not always about our circumstances or the things we have or don't have. We don't have the right person in our lives, or we're not making as much money to buy the things that we want to buy, or we're, whatever's going on. And we just think that, well, I can't be happy until these things happen.
All the perfect backyard. But I'm not good at it.
You're not good at what?
I'm not good at always choosing joy. I think I have gotten used to wondering, what is it from you? And be honest, there's no judgment here. Is there one thing that you've said, oh, if only I had this, I'd be happy? Like if only you were married, or if only you had a baby. Or I think those are things that women,
sure,
speaking
or if
for
your
the women,
finances were better, right? Those seem to be the top three things. Or if your relationship was better, maybe you're married, maybe you're in a relationship, and if that would improve.
Maybe we could help each other. If you could write down what is that one thing in the comments that you feel like if only you could have this, that you could experience joy. Because I've been single parenting for so long that I felt like it's just like I say, I'm a firefighter, and all I'm able to do is put out the fire that's in front of me, and instead of just get ahead. And I want to be better at just having joy now. Like, okay, maybe I can't take my 3 kids to Hawaii on a 10-day vacation, but I need to be happy about planning a trip up to Tahoe for a couple of days, and still just be as excited and happy about that without comparing myself to what everybody else. I think that's what it is. It's comparison. That
and even it starts
joy.
young.
For me, that steals my joy.
It even starts young. I told you, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, my little boy Levi, he's 4 years old, and he was comparing himself to his friend who's a great reader. And Levi goes, he was down on himself, and he says, I'm not smart. And we're, buddy, you're smart. Why don't you think you're smart? And he said, well, and we asked him, we dug deeper, and he's comparing himself to his friend. I don't know why I keep hitting this microphone.
Because you talk with your hands. We both
That's
do.
true. We're part Italian. Yeah. But he was comparing himself to his friend who can read, and you can't do that. We had to stomp on that immediately, that you can't be comparing yourself.
And I think I always compare myself to households that have 2 working parents and what they're able to give their kids versus what I'm able to give my kids. That, and then what was the other thing? It was comparison that I deal with. That I think that steals my joy. And then regret. Regret maybe over what I've missed.
Sure.
And then also being so concerned about what other people think.
Right.
And like if I was just to say, forget it, sell my house and live in a tiny house and rearrange my life. I think it sounds really nice that I would like to do that, but I think I don't do things like that because I'm afraid of what other people will think.
Absolutely.
About my decision. It doesn't matter.
It's a horrible trap that the enemy puts us in. Michelle Duncan said, joy comes from within. It is deeper than just being happy. And I agree 100%. It's interesting because yesterday I was watching some clips from my favorite game show host, Steve Harvey.
I love him.
Oh my gosh. So if you search on YouTube for Steve Harvey, when he ends his show, he just preaches to the audience. It's incredible some of the stuff that he talks about.
Which clip did you watch?
I don't remember. I watched a lot of them, but there was one where he was talking about one of the strategies he uses to find joy and happiness is he journals a lot. And he credits that to a lot of his success is journaling and writing things down. And he'll take out a notebook and he will sit down for the longest time and write everything he's grateful for. And he even tells the audience, I can tell you 50 things right now, and I don't even know what you can be grateful for. So he says he does this on a regular basis. He gets out his notebook and he writes down all the things that he is grateful for. And it changes his attitude. Then on top of that, though, he will put on another column the things that he is praying for, the things that he desires. And it's amazing that when he creates this habit, how oftentimes those things that he prays for the things that he wants will move over to the column where he gets to say, I'm grateful for those things.
He puts them on the same page.
But he says that is the key, to always give credit to God. And he says that. This is why I love Steve Harvey. He says there's a lot of celebrities who believe in God, but they won't say anything. And he's not going to be like that. He gives all credit to God. And he says the key is to give glory to God, to say the things that you're grateful for, to say the things that you have, not the things that you need, but the things that you have currently, and praise God and have gratitude for them. And then on the other column, the things that are on your heart, the things that the desires of your heart, and watch how God moves those things into the grateful column as long as you continue to show gratitude. And just remember, we've talked about people that we want to meet and have conversations with. And Steve Harvey is one of those guys. I think, did you know that he lived in his car for the longest time, and just people told him that he was not funny and that he would never amount to anything? And he's just an inspiring, motivational guy that I really admire. I admire his success financially, his success in worldly terms, but he hasn't let that go to his head. He's using his platform to inspire and encourage people. And
it's like a whole lot of not quitting.
Yes.
Just a whole lot of not quitting. I think, you know what we could do? I wonder what, at night, I want to teach my children to do this. Maybe like if we could do those columns as a family.
Yeah.
I just got an idea while you're talking. Every night at dinner, every night. The nights that we have the opportunity to sit down around the dinner table together as a family, not every night, but when we're able to do it, I always ask the kids what the best part of their day was, but I wonder if I could change that up, because I think they're annoyed with it by now, to do one column of, okay, what are the things you're grateful? What thing are you grateful for? And like almost keep a running tab and keep it on the dinner table. So then we go back and we look at it. And then we have the things that we pray for before the meal, and as a family teach them and watch it go over.
And it'll be amazing how it will change your attitude and perspective. Now, you have to remember that you have to be careful. Oftentimes you'll go, well, I don't have anything to be thankful for. I don't have anything to be grateful for. What do I have to be grateful for? You have to stop and think. If you have someplace that you can turn your key and you can lay your head down, and you have a bed that you can sleep in, that's something to be grateful for. If you can walk, if you have your legs, that you're able to jog, you're able to run, you're able to move around, that's something to be grateful for. If you have, for the most part, your health, that's something to be grateful for. If you have a vehicle that you can go where you want to go, that's something to be grateful for. There, like Steve Harvey said, there are hundreds of things that you can be grateful for. You just need to think about it and have the right perspective. And it works. Even if you don't think, well, it's something minor, write it down. Write it down if it's minor. Even if it's minor, write it down. And you'll start creating a list. And you'll be surprised how it changes your perspective and your attitude. Like, wow, I've got it going.
I like
going
it.
on.
I'm going to try that. Maybe I hope that helped. Matt, thank you for helping me today. If you have been waiting for one thing in your life, and then all of a sudden, if you have that, you're going to be happy. Maybe you could just be happy now.
Right.
By starting your list.
Yeah.
Starting your list and choose to be happy now. Because I guarantee as soon as you get that one thing, then you're going to be like, I need something else.
It's true. That is a great point. That's a great point, because there's a lot of rich people, okay, who seem to have it all. Celebrities, right? Who seem to have everything you can imagine, but yet they're not happy. And so there's something to that. Maybe having it all does not equal happiness.
Like Jeff Bezos still needs to want to go into space. Even though he's like, okay, dude.
Yeah. Dude, Jeff Bezos, they ended up divorced too as well, right?
Yes.
And so did Bill Gates. The two top billionaires in the world, they are always looking for something else to make them happy. They have it all, but yet there's always something else.
Warren Buffett, he's still married.
He's still doing all right. He's from a different generation, though. Right. He's from a different generation. He's got actually some good perspectives on things. I like it.
He does. Thanks for listening, and I hope that helped you today. And we're just being vulnerable. You're not the only one. If you're struggling to get out of pandemic survival mode and back into living life fully like Ferris Bueller, I'm right there with you. Life moves pretty fast if you don't stop and look around every once in a while you could miss it. That's what I'm about. That's what I got to look around. So we're going to talk more about that on tomorrow's show. And you can hear the actual audition from America's Got Talent from Nightbird. It's
Nightbird. Her name is Jane, but she goes by Nightbird.
So you can't wait until your troubles go away to be happy. You're going to hear from that tomorrow. Also about a woman who checked her bank account and noticed that she had $1 billion. $1 billion,
man. Everybody's dream come true, right? But she knew that it would not make her happy. So we'll tell you what she decided to do instead. We love to always hear from you, and I hope you're enjoying. By the way, 45 minutes of commercial-free music every day starting at 9 a.m. now that you're back at the office, so that you can start your day with inspiration. That's important. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.